So the purpose of this video is really just to talk about what it is that I do and what I offer. So a lot of my sessions are focused around talking with people about where you are right at this time in the moment and where do you want to be. Most people come to me when there's something going on in their lives where they feel stuck or they're not sure what direction to take. It is very much about direction. And as the weather seems to be indicating to me at the moment, our minds are changeable. We can't sort of stay focused on one thing at a time. We're trying to achieve a lot of things all at once. We're seeking, we're always looking, aren't we? And I'm the same. I'm always seeking the truth in things. I'm always looking for, the underlying, what's this all about and what's that all about, looking for signs and things like that. I spend a lot of my time marching around in the woods looking for signs. A lot of people might think that's wasting time, but for me, it's actually helping me to access a lot about myself. And that's very much about the work that I do is sometimes I don't really know what I'm going to do with you when you first arrive, but I get the feeling for your energy and then work with that from where you are right now and what it is that you feel is your true purpose, is really what your passion is, what drives you, what makes you feel good in yourself. And then it's working through what we can unravel that holds you back from that. So going back to seeking, so when we seek, we all have goals, don't we? We all have something that we want to bring meaning into our lives or to make changes. And some people are accepting of change and some people are not so accepting of change. Some people really don't like to change much. They think they do, and then when they go to, it's too much out of your comfort zone. So to actually truly find is to feel that freedom within you. So we can seek and seek and seek, and sometimes what we're looking for is right there in front of us, or it's around us, or we're just not seeing it because we're too busy looking forward. The rune I picked today was Daggaz, which is very much about it's very fast moving and it's a daily cycle. Daily cycles at the moment, what I'm feeling from people around me and for myself is that every day is very fast paced. Like 1 minute it's 9 o'clock, the next minute it's 6 o'clock on the evening. You're sort of like, where did the day go? What happened there? So this is about today, just slowing down, allowing the intermittent thoughts. So you might be a happy thought 1 minute, not so happy thought the next minute. Try not to feed too much into the emotion of those thoughts, but observe them. So you need to take some time today to just sit with yourself and observe those thoughts. When a thought comes in, what is it telling you? What does it speak of? What is the purpose of that thought? And does it serve your highest good? If not, let it drift off along the river. So just allowing yourself to sit peacefully with yourself. So I know where you're watching this video right now, you might not be able to do that. You might be at work or you might be busy with children or whatever it is you're doing. But you might have time today to make a cup of coffee, sit down on the sofa or at your desk or wherever, and just sit with yourself and observe those thoughts. And one meditation that I like to use with people to help you to do that is to imagine yourself sat at the bank of a river and watch the river flow. And I always find it quite interesting, which way does the river flow? Is it to the left or to the right? So have a little think about that. And while you watch the river, watch out for things that float on it. So we usually use something pretty like lotus flowers of all different colours and shapes and sizes, or it might be bits of driftwood, or whatever it is that you can imagine that you see floating along the river. So the river is symbolic of your mind, and the objects that are floating on the river are symbolic of your thoughts. And you can play with this a little bit. So you can sit there and just allow the thoughts to drift past. You know they're there. You're never going to not have a thought in your head. Telling yourself that you don't have thoughts in your head is a thought within itself. So it's impossible to not have a thought in your head. And you can also pick one of those thoughts out of the water. Look at it. Allow yourself to elaborate on that thought for a little while. Just develop it, indulge in it for a moment. and then put it back and let it drift off. And you can train yourself to pick up a thought, think about it for a while, and then put it back down. And what this exercise can do is allow us to not have to keep all of this information in our heads. I don't know about you, but sometimes you can have so many things that you need to do that we keep it all in our minds, and it blocks out our intuition, it blocks out our thoughts for our own personal care, for stuff that we need to do for ourselves because we're so busy with our lists of jobs that we have to do. So I'm asking you today to just try and find 5 minutes of your day to sit down and go through that process of sitting by the river, letting your thoughts drift past, and perhaps just picking up one or two to look at. It will help to compartmentalise your mind and prioritise, and it can also help to develop more discipline within your life. Everything for me at the moment is about discipline and writing in diaries and making sure that I'm doing things for myself, but also, being accountable for my responsibilities as well. And it does make things so much easier in your life if you are disciplined. So the practices that I do, they do help you to understand, where are things a little bit chaotic in your life at the moment? Where could you bring a little bit more peace into your life? And also with the seeking, that this, we're constantly looking forward for what's the next thing, what's the next thing, what's the next thing. This is really about bringing ourselves back to the present moment and acknowledging and being grateful for what we have right now. And you might find that what you seek is actually already there. It's right there in front of you. It just needed your attention. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'd love to hear some feedback on this. If anybody has anything they want to say, a comment, or private message me if you want to chat about where you are right now and what your goals are, what you want to achieve. Where do you want to find freedom within your life? And we can work on a process to help you to achieve those goals and to find that, but all from passion and love within yourself, not through fear and not through somebody else's ideals on you. So I'd love to hear from you. Have a brilliant day.